I've seen a few people do videos about this, and I've seen a few people talk about this, about their enjoyment of fighting games during COVID has been down. They're like, I really have not been liking or enjoying or been about fighting games in the last like year and a half. And I thought that was really interesting because I realized my enjoyment of fighting games during this era has really not gone down very much at all. I expected not having events, not going places, not doing stuff, not seeing people. All of that would make my enjoyment of the genre just be much worse. But honestly, it's kind of not really been a factor for me basically at all, which is like really quite surprising. And I was thinking about why that was, because, for some people, I'm sure a lot of people, they did not enjoy it and they can articulate why they felt that way. And personally, I have not really thought about why I've been enjoying fighting games so much until recently. Personally, my COVID experience, I used it as a chance to just try a lot of shit. There's no circuits, there's no tours, there's no events, there's no work if you're a player or a commentator. So I tried so many games. I thought it was awesome. It was like a really nice excuse to go back and try some games that I previously tried and didn't enjoy or couldn't get into, and also try a bunch of new shit. And secondly, I think maybe most importantly to me, I realized what I enjoy, or some of the things I enjoy about fighting games. And one of the big things I realized is that I don't need offline competition to enjoy fighting games. I just need high level play. Just watching high level play to me it's all I need. When I'm not playing a fighting game, I'm watching a fighting game. When I'm not watching a fighting game, I'm thinking about fighting games. My brain is always thinking about fighting games and interaction and how the game is advancing and who is the strongest character, player, what is, going on in each region. Like, all those things are things I think about all the time. As long as those things still exist, and as long as I enjoy playing in the games and improving myself and watching the game and trying to think about the game in a more logical and approach it in a better way, I don't care where the competition is, whether it's online, whether it's offline, whether it's just people playing long sets. I only need that from a fighting game. That kind of connection between player to player and seeing them try to improve and be the best that they can be. That kind of interaction to me is enough to like fighting games. And I know that is very different than some people. They really need that big screaming offline event where there's lots of people and the excitement in the room and the feeling of being offline and competitive and all that kind of stuff. Some people really need that. I don't need that to enjoy it. I also really enjoy just talking to people about fighting games, like having that connection. So it's nice to just be able to come on to the stream every day and talk about fighting games and not feel like, oh my, how am I going to get out the things I want to talk about or the things I'm thinking about? You know what I mean? It's much easier to be forgiving about the community being fucking morons sometimes when you see offline competition and you're just like, this is great. Offline competition is like the great reset button, right? Every time you're really frustrated about stuff, you're like super pissed, there's like a sick offline tournament and you're like, everything's cool again. In COVID times, there is no offline event, so it's really easy to just get grumpy about everybody and be like, fuck all y'all. So yeah, I'm definitely not the same. I don't need that. I just need to tell one person in the chat, hey, shut up, no one asked you, and then I feel better. The nice thing, as you guys have mentioned, many games have come out that have good online play, which has really helped too. A lot of people brought up Plus R. Yeah, I think Plus R brought a lot of people from being dooming and then just suddenly being incredibly happy. It's funny too, because a lot of people didn't stick to Plus R. They just tried it and then they bounced off of them. But I feel like Plus R was like an important era in that sense, where like a lot of people tried it and they were like, hell yeah. People trying Plus R got people to realize maybe gear isn't that hard. Even the old gears, there's so much going on and so much to know that nobody you play against will know at all. Even the strongest players, right? They're still missing large gaps of information. That should be exciting to you, right? Like in the sense that nobody's going to know everything. You're going to play against a lot of other new players who don't know a single fucking thing about Guilty Gear or maybe even fighting games. And so when you get into it, you're going to be like, I don't know what's happening. And they're like, I don't know what's happening either. And with your limited knowledge, you both just play against each other. And, that's just how the game goes. You learn a bit at a time. Listen. At Wizard World, I've let a kid win either a game or a round on me. I don't remember which in tournament because I was like, oh, he's new. He's just trying to have a good time. And I remember afterwards walking over to Tasty Steve and Steve was like, you're a lot nicer than me. And I was like, what do you mean? And Steve said, if I played that kid in tournament, I would have fucked him up. Oh, you don't know how to block? Tough luck, kiddo. I'm going to meet you and just kill you over and over. I was like, damn, you know what? Steve is right.